Welcome back to Mommy Talk Show. I'm Joyce Brewer, the creator and host of Mommy Talk Show. We are here at the Main Street School of Art in Tucker, which is owned by Lori Morrison, who's here right next to me. And Lori is a business owner. I'm a business owner. Michelle's going to launch her business soon. Felicia owns her business. So we are going to talk about paying yourself, because a lot of moms or even other entrepreneurs start businesses and may not be able to pay themselves initially or for an extended period of time. But I want to talk about the importance of paying yourself. It's been I started Mommy Talk Show November, December, and I just paid myself for the first time in May. And it was nowhere near close to what I used to make as a TV news anchor, but it was a few $100s. But it was a very nice reward back to myself in return for all the work that I do. And a lot of times it does take folks a little while to be able to pay themselves. So, Lori, talk about your plan to pay yourself for your business.
Well, it takes a while to build up to that point, because my husband and I have been in the landlord business for 15 years. So we've had residential renters and we have commercial renters now in this building. And anybody that's had their own business knows there's startup costs, there's mortgages. If you're collecting enough to cover all that and not pay yourself, you're doing pretty well, just breaking even for the first few years of any business. Starting this art school, I spent a lot of money creating, doing the flooring, doing, the decorating, the painting, the restructuring of the room, paying the county for signage, permits, getting right with the county with, having children in your building, insurance. I mean, there's real costs that take your money before you get it. So it's not that I don't think it's important to pay myself, because I'm going to, but there's people ahead of me, and there's always people that get paid first before you can get paid. I will be paying myself, well, I don't consider it because there's buckets of money, and I think I compartmentalize everything into buckets. But giving
yourself a salary or a stipend.
Right, but first I have to pay back all my startup costs. So I don't consider that paying myself. That's paying back the startup costs. And then that's a different accounting, the way you do it with your accountant. Make sure you have a good accountant, and they'll guide you into how you pay yourself and how you structure your payments, and if you pay quarterly. I mean, it's another elephant to eat.
Okay. But
so
the
yes,
plan is to get to the point where you will pay yourself.
Oh, yes. And within the next few months, I will be doing that.
Okay. Michelle, when you start your company, do you plan to pay yourself? And I guess maybe when do you want to be able to pay yourself?
Well, when I look at what I'm doing, how I plan on structuring it, I plan on building and growing organically, because I'm not going to have a lot of overhead. I'm not going to be one of those people with a lot of 50 million things stacked in my garage, waiting to sell it. I plan on starting it very organically. And also because I'm starting it as a side launch to my full-time job, I'm hoping that I could pay myself from it from the beginning, because I'm not going to have a lot of overhead. I'm not going to have a lot of costs that a lot of people who have to get retail space and all that kind of stuff will have. Only because I'm going to do it organically. I'm going to start small. I don't want to just go to a manufacturer and get 20,000 units and then try to, sell those to as many people as I can. I'm not going to do it that way. I'm going to try to promote the product and sell it on a as needed basis.
Right. That's keeping your costs low.
Keeping my costs very low. And that'll allow me to, if I want to, it's going to be a side launch. So if I want to take some of that money and add it to what I'm currently making, I can, or I could just put it back into the business depending on how fast it grows.
Felicia, real quick, when do you plan to start paying yourself?
As soon as business grows, just like the other two ladies, you have to buy inventory to create, your product. It takes time. I would definitely love to be paid, but I don't want to take money out of the household budget right now. I want to eventually get to a point where I can pay myself.
Okay. I would just say keep your costs low, like Michelle has talked about, and even consider raising your rates and raising your prices. I mean, that's something that I had to do. I know when you start out, you know, you're like, oh, well, I want to get as many people as I can. I want as many people to buy. And that's good on one hand, but if you have 20 people paying $20 versus 20 people paying $10, that's more money too. So that's something to consider, and that's something that I had to do for myself in valuing myself, which is a whole other topic in and of itself. We're going to talk about that in the next video that we post here on mommytalkshow.com.